Hey everyone, this is Heather and I'm back. I had this week off of university, but I've just been really busy trying to get caught up with stuff, and I've been fighting some sort of illness, so that's been keeping me pretty tired. But I did manage to complete most of this Christmas album. I'm making this for my fiance, and it's a album of our trip we went on over Christmas with his family. And so I didn't want to show you the whole album today because it's not completely finished. I still need to add some letter sticker titles and some journaling in it. But I wanted to just do kind of a quick run through of kind of my mini album inspiration, how I collect my supplies, my tools, the things I like to use, because I've had a few questions about that. So I thought I would just do that today. I might talk about this a little bit, I guess, but probably not a lot. I did end up binding it using some black cord. It's a cotton cord. I was originally going to use a wire for my cinch because I punched the holes using my cinch, but it just got so large, as you can see, that it was just not possible to bind with a metal coil. It needed to be a bit more flexible than that. So yeah, it's almost so fat it won't fit on camera. But anyway, so yeah, this is the album, and I'll probably go through this in a separate video once it's complete. But like I said, I'll just be showing you my project inspiration today. So I'll start with the paper line. Sometimes I pick a paper line that coordinates together, and sometimes I just pick random papers that coordinate from my stash. So for this album I used mostly papers from this DCWV, it's called the Timeless Type Stack, and I just loved all the papers in here, and it's a really nice vintage stack. It can be used as a feminine or a masculine stack, which is why I liked it, because this is for my fiance. Oops. So I won't go through all these in detail because you probably have seen some of it, but I basically used almost one of each sheet. I used a little less than that because there were some papers I didn't use, but basically this stack can make probably 2 or even 3 very large mini albums. I did add these papers, and they were just scraps I had from before, so I used this one in my December daily, and I really love that. This is one of my all-time favorite papers. I guess I should tell you the names. This is from the This and That collection by Echo Park, and this one, I don't even remember, but it looks like it says Jenny Bolin on there. And this one is Note to Self, and that's also Echo Park. These are like a Viewmaster discs, and I love those. So I did add those 3 papers, and they kind of went together with this, but generally I cut out little pieces from each of them. The stickers I used, I still need to do a lot of my titles, so I haven't used a lot of these, but the ones I will be using are these Tiny Type by Cosmo Cricket, both in black and red, and October Afternoon in black and this teal color. It's called teal, but it's sort of more of a mint greenish blue. And the stamps I used was this one, and I don't remember what this is. If you're interested, I can look it up, but let me know. And I don't actually know this one either. I have all the papers that go with these, but they're just not in their binder, so I used these 2 bicycles here because it was kind of a bit of a bicycle theme that I incorporated. My favorite embellishments in this album were these tapes. Oops, I'm off camera. These tapes were my favorite. These 2 are 7 Gypsies, and they're a bit old. And these are Tim Holtz tissue tapes. They're a bit old too, but these I just bought at Michael's. I don't even know the manufacturer. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at this, but I loved these ones, especially the bird cage, and this one has just got a really cool vintagey pattern. And I think I did incorporate the Tim Holtz film strip somewhere, but I didn't use much of that. I'm going to use my date stamp a lot as I go through and label everything. I use this a lot, the Tim Holtz Edge Distresser, for all the pages. And as far as, I guess I'll finish with the embellishments. I used these. They're just from the Disney collection. You can get these at Michael's. I thought it was really appropriate because they are Disney bling, and we got engaged in Disneyland, so it kind of reminds me of a diamond ring, which I thought was really cute. I used some of these. I found them in the bead department at Michael's. They were just on clearance, and they're just dominoes, so I thought those were cute. This is one of the reasons my album is so thick, is because I used a couple of these, and they're pretty fat. I used some of the glassine. These are envelopes from Tim Holtz. And also, I got all of these embellishments at Michael's, just where the stickers are, but these are all chipboard pieces. These are some Disney character classics. These are Winnie the Pooh characters, and these are Cars characters. And I used some vintage kind of buttons. Most of these are shank buttons, and I just cut off the back. I got these from my grandma, so who knows where they originally came from. I used some flowers. These are mostly Prima, I think, different collections. For sprays, I used one Tattered Angel. This is in the color Tattered Leather, and these two are Lindy Stamp Gang, and this is Delphinium Turquoise, and this is Mission Bells Brown. I also used some gesso on some of the pages, and I think I just got this at Michael's. It's a no-name brand or something like that. Actually, no, I think I got that at Walmart. The inks that I used throughout was these two Distress inks. This one is Broken China, and this is Frayed Burlap. And I just have a sponge to go with each of those. And this is a really old dye-based ink. It's kind of falling apart, but I used that. There's all these bits of paper on it. I used that for the edges of the pages, and I used this Stays On black for some of the stamping I did. As far as paper embellishments, I stamped my Tim Holtz stamp on some manila cardstock and cut those out for journaling spots. These pieces, this is just what I have left over from the collection, but this came in the DCWV stack, and I cut them apart. I also used the Tim Holtz film strip die. These holes all need to be punched out, but that's what it looks like. So I used some of that. There's one on the cover. And then as far as tools go, I guess I'll just pan the camera. The tools I love to use for almost every project, definitely every mini album, would be, of course, the matte knife. This is one of my favorites, the Stampin' Up! Tab Punch. I love the rounded punch. I have the Creative Memories one. I used the tiny attacher a lot in this album. It was really nice to have. Of course, my glue gun. This one's really old and gross, but it's well loved. My heat gun, of course, especially when I'm using sprays and gesso. I want to dry it quick. And I used my Big Bite because I did do some eyelets in the album. And lately I've been using my knife and just a ruler more than my paper trimmer because my blade's getting really dull, and I just like the sharpness that I can get with that. It's a nicer cut. Pan to the other side here. These are some of my most loved other tools, or whatever you might call them. Of course, the foam brush for the gesso. I haven't washed that, and it probably won't get clean. pencil, a nice pen. I like these for journaling. It's the liquid gel ink from Energel. You can find these at Walmart usually. A paintbrush, just an angle tip. My bone folder. Any old nail file just to smooth the edges of some things. My glue pen. This is from Creative Memories, and I really need to get another one because it's almost empty. Sharpie marker. I use this just to color the edges of my chipboard covers. And these are my favorite scissors right now. They're just Creative Memories and they're quite old. So, I think that's all I wanted to show you. This video turned out to be longer than I thought it would, but anyway, I hope that this was informative for you. Oh, sorry, I just thought of one other thing I wanted to mention. For this album in particular, I printed all my photos in a 2x3 format, and you can do this at Walmart. That's where I did mine, because my at-home printer has been broken, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I printed them all the same size, which I normally don't do, but it was just quicker to put together. So I pre-cut a bunch of these craft mats, so I matted pretty much all my photos on one of these, and this size is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, just so then you have an 1/8 of an inch border on every side. So yes, anyway, that's the end. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or video requests. I love to hear your ideas. So I'll talk to you later.